Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to put together May's Stamp Club packet. So we're going to use the Sweet as a Peach bundle. Your packet looks like this. It comes with the card that I make for you, and then we're going to make these two cards in the packet yourself. So there's two cards in here, so you want to make sure you leave just these two pieces. This is the card based in the designer series paper. We're going to use that for the next card. This card looks like this, although let me see if this is the right inside. Yeah, this is the inside that I like, and this is the other card that was my sample card, but look, to me this one, the flower looks upside down. So I'm going to stamp it like this card. Now, I just want to say thank you to Creatively Released. That's the blog name. Her name is Judy Garza, that I cased this card from her. So thank you, Judy, for sharing your card so that we could make it here at Club. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do some stamping. So in this package, you have your card base here. Which one's my card base? This is your basic white card base. We're going to stamp on that. And then there's 2 quarter sheets of basic white here. We're going to stamp on those. And now these 2 pieces, what you'll do all your stamping for your die cutting on for these cards. So I'm going to set those aside. We'll need those. And then here's just our card front pieces. And then this piece of basic white that layers onto this Calypso Coral, we're going to stamp on that piece too. Now this piece, this Early Espresso, and this piece of Old Olive is a strip like this, I took and cut them out. So I have all these little pieces. I took all the leaves in the leaves in the die cuts or the die set and cut those all out, and then I laid those little flowers and cut those out, and I've done that in advance so you don't have to watch me do that. I've also cut some other pieces out and I'll show you those, but I'm going to show you exactly what I stamped. Okay, let me get organized here and set these pieces aside. So I'm going to start first of all on one of those quarter sheets of basic white, and I'm going to use my stamp pad here. The ink color I'm using for my leaves is Pear Pizzazz, and we need 3 of these. Let me show you on the stamp set. It kind of looks like it's 3 stamps, but this is really one big stamp. We need 3 of those for the 2 cards. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp 1, and then maybe stamp the other one here. Trying to leave some room for some other stuff on this piece of white too, but maybe I didn't do it. You should have plenty of white, but there's 3. And then while I have this stamp out, I'm going to go ahead and the inside of my card, like I showed you, and stamp those leaves on the inside of my card. Whoop. Right there. Nice. Okay, now I think we're done with him for now, but then on the stamp set we need 1 of these sets of leaves here, and I'm gonna do that on the scratch paper. We're gonna die cut those 2 just right there. There we go. Set that one aside. I'm gonna put the green away. I believe I'm done with the green, and bring in some Pale Papaya and some Calypso Coral. We're going to stamp using both of those colors now. So this little cluster of flowers here, first I'm going to stamp it in Pale Papaya, and I think there's room right up here. Nope. I'm going to stamp them on my second quarter sheet of paper. I'm going to just stamp them right up here. I'm holding that ink and let it sink in just a little bit, and then with that little burst that looks like this, I'm going to stamp the center of those flowers with some of that Calypso Coral. Right there, and right there. And since I have the stamp out, I want to do the same thing to the inside of my card. I'm going to stamp those Pale Papaya little flowers. And now when you're trying to line up your flowers with your stem, my suggestion is you take the biggest flower and put him on the top, and then just kind of rotate it till it looks like right where it should go, and it goes there. Now, I don't think I've ever lined it up perfect, but I think it looks really pretty I mean, just like that. And then again, on the inside, I'm going to take that little burst and I'm going to stamp that little inside and that one on the inside and the same thing over here. Okay, so now the card base is done stamping. Although on my sample, if you wanted to, I did take and stamp that happy birthday up there in the early espresso too. So we need a few more flowers. So I'm going to take the that cluster of flowers and I'm going to ink it up in the Calypso Coral, and I'm going to stamp those twice. There we go. And while I have these two colors out, I'm going to show you how I stamped the peaches, because if you notice on my card here, the peaches have that two tones on them. So let me show you how I did that. I'm going to start with the big peach, and I'm going to ink him first in that pale papaya. And then with a dauber, I'm going to just pick up some ink of that Calypso Coral, and I'm going to just go along the side here of my stamp. And then I'm going to just give a little bit of Darth Vader. And then I'm going to set that on my paper and watch how pretty that looks with those two colors on my peaches. So let's do the same thing with the little peaches. Ink them up again in that pale papaya. And then with that dauber and the Calypso Coral, I'm going to just come and I'm going to get the sides of those. Now, they asked me in club today which side, you know, has the natural shading, which side should you do? And I'm not even artistic enough to know the difference. I just know that the peaches look so much cuter when they have the two colors on there. So I don't pay attention to that. I hope you're more artistic than I am. Look how cute. But that's just something to think about when you're, which side you're gonna sponge on, so you get that darker. Now we're done for now with the pale papaya. I'm not going to put it too far away because we might need it again when we're stamping our next card, but I am going to bring in that early espresso, and again the inside of my Calypso Coral flowers, I'm going to just stamp a little burst with that early espresso so you can see the stamp set here and you can see what I'm doing. And then let me show you one more thing. So on my card, the second card, hold on, I gotta find it. Looks like this, right? I took and stamped this happy birthday right here, and then I just fussy cut it. I popped it up on some dimensionals and I put it onto the card. But I'm gonna show you now how you can take and stamp straight on to that peach with just the words. So I'm going to bring in that early espresso, and I have that happy birthday stamp, but I need to mask some of the words. So first thing, Stampin' Up! Has this new product called masking paper. So I'm even going to see if it works right here. We'll see how I do. But I'm going to just take it and I'm going to cut it at about an inch. I'm going to cut about an inch strip off. They come in sheets like this. And let's see how many sheets are in this package. There's 12 sheets in this package, and I can't even tell you how big they are. But I'm going to take that masking paper, and I'm going to peel half of it, I guess the siding, so you can see I got half of it off there. But I'm going to cover up this happy right here like this. And then look, just, and then that masking paper sticks to the block. And I can ink up that birthday, see there? And then I'm going to peel this paper off, and I'm going to put it in the trash right here so it doesn't get my fingers all dirty. And then I'm going to stamp that birthday right here on my peach. Now, you could take your time and clean your block and start all over again, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up the whole thing this time. And then I'm going to take another piece of that masking paper. Now this all has ink on it, but this time I'm going to just tear a little bit more of this off. I'm going to just cover that birthday. Oops, almost covered the wrong word. Let me see. I'm going to just cover that birthday like this. Make sure my masking paper sticks to my block so it doesn't move. And you can just see that happy. And then I'll stamp it up here. And see that paper protects So all it shows the happy. Then you can just take this. Now this you could use again and again, but I'm going to just put it in the trash so it doesn't get my anything else dirty. So look how cute that works with that masking paper, and you didn't have to stop and waste your block. It's an easy way to mask. And Stampin' Up, thank you. Yes, I do love your masking paper. Okay, so now I have most of these things cut out for you. I have all these little pieces right here, with the exception of the peaches. I need to cut the peaches out, so I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine real quick and cut those peaches out. I have to tell you, Stampin' Up has now released the magnetic plate, and boy, I do love the magnetic plate. So I'm going to use the #1 platform, the #5 magnetic plate. I'm going to put my paper down here and bring in my dies. So I need that. Oops, I should open them this way. Big peach and those little peaches. The great thing about the magnetic plate is I don't think I will ever have to buy cutting pads again. Let's see, I don't think I can do it. No, I'm going to have to run in time. Because now if you have a brand new cutting plate like I happen to have, that has glue on it, I think, but I'm going to put that side up so it can get on my paper. You can even see through it. It doesn't ruin your cutting plate. And looky there how smooth. It holds your dies, but it doesn't hold them to the point where they're hard to get off. Look how easy it is still to remove. So you do have to be careful though when you put your die down like this, that sometimes your cutting plate might move your die, but now that we won't ruin the cutting plates, you can see them right through to see if your die moved, which mine did. So let me move that back where it was, and it holds it there. Looky there. So I'll probably never have to buy cutting plates again. I think the magnetic platform is a really nice product. It's really heavy. It kind of reminds me, if you've been around for a while, Stampin' Up used to have this plate called the Precision plate, and it was a really heavy plate, and that's what the magnetic plate reminds me of. It's a really heavy metal backed, I don't know, it's a pretty cool thing. So you'll have to try the magnetic plate. Now, if you have a Big Shot, I've never tried the magnetic plate with the Big Shot, so I don't know if it only works. I lost a peach. I did lose my peach. Nope. Okay, well, we'll see if he shows up, and if not, I might have to just add him later, because I don't know where he went. Was he in the die? Nope, the dies are still here. All right, we'll have to see if my peach shows up. I think it might have been. Okay, I will worry about it later. Let's put our card together. So let's layer some. No, we need to stamp on here first. Quit getting ahead of yourself, Kathy. So on this little piece, and this is the peach that layers on the Calypso Coral, I'm going to take an early espresso. I can't stop thinking about that peach, that I lost the peach. And I'm sure if I go back and watch the video, I'll see it fly wherever it went. But until then, okay, so this says sweet as a peach, and I'm going to take that and stamp it right here in the center toward the right. Let that ink nice and sink in. And then in some Calypso Coral, there's the little words that say you are. No, it says you are as. And I'm going to just stamp that right there. Okay, let's go ahead and put this card together. We'll take this and just lay it right there on the Calypso Coral. I wish you guys could tell me where my peach was. There we go. And then let's go ahead and keep layering. This Designer Series paper will layer right here on the Pale Papaya. The Pale Papaya will layer onto the Old Olive. And the Old Olive will layer onto my now found card base. We're going to layer, make sure I got it the right way. and layer the old olive. Right here. There we go. Then with just a few dimensionals, I'm going to layer, where did my, right here, dimensionals on there. And I'm going to lay this a little bit above center on the front of my card. I would say about there. Maybe that is centered, I don't know. On the back of one of these stems that we cut, and now I've die cut. And those 3 little peaches, that is now 2. Let me see if I can find another peach in my bag of goodies here, because I lost the one. Okay, here, we'll bring that one in, because I don't know, that one's going to turn up as soon as I end the video. But on the back of those, we're going to put dimensionals on the back of all of this. I'm going to use these little black mini dimensionals. While I'm putting these dimensionals, let me just explain what club is. So club, we meet monthly. We make a commitment. If you're a club member, we make a commitment to make an order every month for $30, and then club members take turns receiving Hostess, or not, they're not called Hostess before, now they're stamp rewards. So that's the benefit of being club. And then each month I send you a packet of 3 cards, 2 that we make together on Zoom and 1 that I make for you in advance. And we pick a bundle. In this case, that's why we're using the peach. We pick the peach bunch before it retired, or the peach bundle before it retired, and we'll use it for May and June, and then come July and August, we'll pick a new bundle and use it for 2 months. So then that way you have the stamps and the dies, and then you supply the ink, and I send you all the paper pieces and parts and embellishments and ribbon in a packet. So now I'm just taking these little peaches, taking the dimensionals off and setting them where I think they belong. And you know what, look, I guess I can't talk at the same time because I put my peach stem on upside down. Let's see if I can get him off. I can believe I did that, but he's gonna be fine. Let's rip him off and turn him over. Don't do this on your card because he goes this way. Poor little guy. Look, I tore him up. Hold on, now I gotta get my little brother. Okay, so no more talking while I'm trying to make my card. Okay, let me get my eraser. But at least that with paper crafting, everything's fixable. And you can just take these little dimensionals off with your adhesive eraser. Okay, let me try this again. Put a couple more mini dimensionals on my little stem here. And then I'm going to put him the right way, because I think the flower goes stem sticking up, and with the peaches, the stem goes down like that. Now let's put our little peaches on there. Like that. And then this little guy right here. Oh, I didn't get the back off. There we go. Right there. And then I need to put a new dimensional on this one. Put him right there. Now with some liquid glue and those little leaves that we cut, I'm gonna bring all those in, and those little black or little espresso flowers. I think I have all of them. I'm gonna just add a little bit of glue to the top of my peaches here, just a little daub on each peach. And then I'm gonna set those little leaves and get them so they kind of go match with the stamped leaves. That one landed exactly where I want it. This one, I think I'll put him up here like this. And it seems like every time I've done this card, my stems look different. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. They just need to look cute and on there like that. And then last, I'm going to just take a little bit of liquid glue and daub a little here, maybe a little here, and maybe a little here, and stick down. Let me find my take a pick tool to help me pick them up. But I'm going to put a little flower here. There we go. And another little one up here. Yeah, and then one more right here. Now there's lots of little flowers. You could go hog wild. You could even do some more leaves on there, but that's what my card looks like, my first card. Make sure they're all down there. And looky there. Even with me having to pull my leaf off, it still looks a really cute card. So that's that one. And there's my sample. And I had one more that we made at club. Here he is. And there's the 3 of those of that card. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make the second card. So the second card looks like this. And there again, I'm going to bring in these 2 stems. And this one, these 3, and I'm going to put dimensionals all over them. And no, I'm not going to put dimensionals on there. I think these are easier. This one's easier if you put dimensionals on the card base rather than on the leaf. So I'm going to move him aside. I don't want to put dimensionals on him quite yet. And I did, now that I think about it, got a little bit ahead of myself. Let's set those aside and bring in the packet here. This is what our remaining pieces in our packet are. Bring those out. Of course, these are the little bling or gems. We're going to use those later. And I want to show you that this piece has already been die cut into this like oval kind of side. And on my first sample card, when I made it, I went ahead and attached that piece of designer series paper to the front of my card. But now when you open the card, you see the back of that designer series paper, and I'm not fond of that at all. So this time I'm going to do like I did here, and I'm going to attach my designer series paper to the bottom of the inside of my card. And as a reminder, thank you with my post-it note, I just want to let Stesha Bloodheart know I cased her card. Thank you for sharing your card, Stesha. I love it, and I'm glad we can do it here at club. So I cased her card. I'm going to take my tape here and just line this, like I said, up with the bottom of the inside of my card. And then when we put all those pieces and parts that we've cut on this flap here, it's going to help to hold it flat like that. So now that we have our dimensionals on here, I'm not going to worry about the center of our leaves. I'm only going to worry about the edges of our card, and I'll show you what I'm talking about as soon as I get these millions of dimensional backs off. Couple more here. Nope, just one more. So when I put this leaf, I'm going to put one on this side and one on this side, of course, but I'm going to worry more about it being at the side here in the center than I am going to worry about the center here. I want it to be centered this way and to the side here, so it looks like that. And then this one, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and then grab it by its little stem here and check it out over here and put it down about like there. It looks like that. Pretty good. Okay, so then it's time next. I want to put my peach on there And if I just found the other peach, isn't that fun? Look, I've just found the other peach. I knew it was going to show up as soon as I didn't need it. But I'm going to take those mini dimensionals and I'm going to just put them right here on my card base, just about where I know the peach is going to cover them up. So I'll put one here, put one there, and maybe right there, and just take all those little backs off. And then take and lay the peach, and I think I like it a little bit slanted like that right there. Let me clean up a little bit so I have some room to work here. Okay. Now we need to add all those little first we need to add our peach stem. So the cool thing about this stamp is it's designed so you can either have it go this way or you can turn it over and have it go this way. Now I think I have more room over here, so I'm going to put it this way, and I'm going to put my dimensional right here, and then I think I'm going to take another mini dimensional and put it right here, and that way I know. There we go, and look how cute that little peach leaf is on my peach, and it's not even attached to my peach. It's only attached to my card front, but it's nice and stable and looks really good. So now let's take all these little flowers. Well, not all of them, because I probably won't use all of them. I was going to put dimensionals on all of them, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to take all of our little flowers here. And with dimensionals, I'm going to just add them to the front of our card. So I think I'm going to start right here. It's kind of tucked under that peach, and I'm going to take, I don't know, let's try this little guy here. Yep, and put him right there. And then this one, he looks good. And we're just going to toss these little flowers like this. One more little flower. There. Look how cute that is. Okay, now let's do the other side. I think I'm going to start with one of these little guys here. Oh, and look there, I'm going to put him right here. So I'm going to just put some adhesive on the back of him and set him right there. Whoop, I want the peach leaf in front of him. Let's try to get him under. There we go. Under that little peach leaf. Nice. And then we'll put a big flower here, like it's coming off of this stem here. Another little flower here. Just a few, and then I want to put this little flower, one more. Let's see if I can find a place for him. Do we want him here? No, I think I want him over. Yep, I think I'm going to tuck him under my little peach leaf right there. And you know I'm going to reposition him now too. So I'm going to put him there. Oh, and look, I didn't even take the dimensional. That's why his problem is. He needs a dimensional off. And then, yes, looky, just like that. Okay, now we're going to just take our embellishments here and just add those to the center of all these little flowers. There you go. Let's run a bone folder right here along the top of this one more time. But then the weight of that, the more you open it and close it, it's gonna lay flat. Right now it's a little flappy, but it'll lay flat here in a little while. I might have to add some glue under. Nope, now he's staying. So you noticed here, I put those two extra little flowers here and the little leaves. That's what I might, but look, I have this extra peach. I think I'm going to do this one a little bit different. I'm going to bring in that Early Espresso ink. And what does it say? Have a peachy day. Yep. Have a peachy day, and I'm going to stamp that right here. And this is what Brenda, who's part of club, did at our club meeting today. She took an extra little peach here. And I'm going to just take a little bit of adhesive on him, and maybe one of those little leaves that we used on the last card. I have one more right here. Yep, I'm going to put my little peach right here. And then with just a little dab of Tombow glue, except, you know, I think he's crooked. I got to get him straight. There, I think that's better. A little dab of Tombow glue right here for the stem. Maybe I better put it on here so I don't get too much. He's a slippery little stem. Kind of wipe it on there and off at the same time. And then just put him right there. A little peach leaf. There we go. So there's my cards for Stamp Club. Let me bring them all back in so you can see them. Again, if you have any interest in becoming a Stamp Club member, we start a new session in June, and of course we're always looking for new members. So there's the cards, and we will be using the peach bundle again in June. Looks like that. And then these are the cards that I included as the third card. So there you go. I hope my video was okay. I hope I wasn't too distracted looking for my peach. I hope you'll give Club a try, and like I said, if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. If you want measurements for the cardstock or the supplies I use to cut the packets, you can see that on my blog in just a few minutes after I post this video. That's becreativewithkathy.com, and you can just search Stamp Club, and all of our Stamp Club videos and cards will pop up. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.